Howdy folks, the first No Man's Sky update of the year has arrived and it's an interesting one. No Man's Sky version 6.2, the Remnant update, allows everybody to become even more of a space scrapping expert. A new piece of technology for the multi-tool reminiscent of the gravity gun in Half-Life, called the gravitino coil, allows us to pick up and hold objects in midair and then drop or shoot them. With this, we can now scour worlds with salvageable scrap for new piles of industrial waste dotted everywhere. Of course though, it would certainly take quite some time to do anything if you could only transport one piece of industrial waste at a time. And where would you even put it? Well, upon installing the new gravitino coil attachment in your multi-tool, it will start a short quest line that guides you through everything. First you'll head to a waste processing plant. Interacting with the terminal there will give you a flatbed customization for your Colossus exocraft. Yeah, exocrafts have had a nice overhaul in Remnant. By attaching the flatbed to your Colossus via its geobay, you'll then have a place to drop the junk as you visit the piles of industrial waste and drive it back. Exocrafts have had a fair few improvements, such as a set of 6 customization loadouts, allowing you to have multiple setups to change between at the geobay. This is important as not only can you get a flatbed, but also a portable incinerator and more. The portable incinerator is aimed largely at group players. You'll have one person with the incinerator, another with a flatbed for the non-incinerator waste that needs to be driven back. That brings us to processing the waste itself. There are 4 different kinds of waste. The most common just goes into the incinerator, but the other 3 are rarer and worth more. These are explosive, toxic and radioactive waste. The processing facility has clearly marked machines for processing these specific items, and the waste items themselves are marked with the same icons. Putting a piece of waste into the wrong thing will give you a warning message, no reward, and consume the item. I've also heard, but not seen with my own eyes yet, that scrapping these waste items can reward new exocraft customizations, Corvette parts, technology modules and more, as well as the standard rusted scrap and nanites you'll normally get. While that is the new minigame gameplay loop added in the Remnant update, there's a fair bit more and you'll definitely want to know them. Starting with something small, the gravitino coil doesn't just work on industrial waste. It works on lots of things, including the barrels dropped by sentinels, the spheres created by the sphere creator base building part, and lots of other movable items in the game. This makes it a generally convenient tool that can also be used to make new puzzle and sports games within No Man's Sky. You can even pull a sentinel drone to you with the gravitino coil and then shoot it away, briefly stunning it. Next are the customization loadouts for the Colossus. They've also been applied to your character customization. So it's had a little overhaul too. Instead of the former 3 saved sets, you can now have 6 and even name them, which is a nice touch. New exocraft paints have also been added, similar to what we have for ships. There are currently 2 available, the weathered, which is rewarded via the new mini quest line, and the camouflage paint, which is a reward from the Expedition. Yes, we are getting one, more on that shortly. The Cyclops scope is a new piece of technology that can be installed on all exocrafts, which is an analysis visor. Finally, they have added a way to scan and mark things from within the exocrafts. We no longer have to leave in order to look for items on the planet's surface. This is a really big deal for the gathering of anything that cannot be gathered by shooting it. Salvageable scrap, for example, is most efficiently gathered by shooting from your Corvette after marking, then leaving the seat to mark another and repeat. Salvage tech from buried technology, of which you need hundreds to unlock every building blueprint in the game, cannot be gathered this way. Instead you have to mark it, physically reach the location and interact. Not having to get out of the exocraft to scan when the second wasn't super close will save a lot of time and make it a whole lot less tedious when gathering the hundreds in 1 or 2 goes. This is especially good for the Nautilus, because when you're really deep you don't want to get into the crushing depths just to scan for something minor. Except while getting footage for this part, buried technology is one of the few things you cannot see in the analysis visor within the actual exocraft. Why? Why can we not see this? I'm hoping this is a bug and it's not on purpose and that they'll just add the buried technology to that, because that's the main reason that that's awesome. Goodness sake. Well, except for the Nautilus thing. Obviously the Nautilus thing's really good, but still. I want my friggin' salvage tech grind to be just a little less tedious, please. Thank you. Another really cool attachment for the Colossus that deserves its own little mention is a new excavation blade attachment for the Colossus. This attachment adds a big digger scoop thing, that's the technical term anyway, to your Colossus that will essentially give you resources when you ram into and destroy things in it. Previously, exocrafts would just obliterate terrain objects, often annoying the local sentinels but giving you nothing in return. But no more. In reality, it doesn't give much, but it does give a bit, and those bits will surely add up over time. There are also a bunch of new truck-related titles added, such as Loadmaster, Hazmat Specialist, Big Rig, Ploughman, Rusty, and Fuel Handler. I'm definitely going to shoot for Rusty. Corvettes are now available on Switch. Other improvements have been added to Corvettes, such as settings that allow other players to build on your Corvette if you wish. Corvettes can also be built upon while in flight. Also, while CloudGuy on Twitter was silenced quite some time ago, this update makes them look even better, all fluffy and whatnot. Now we move on to the new community expedition that's been added along with the update. It's of course called the Remnant Expedition, and it's the 21st expedition. It's kind of crazy that we've reached that many. No Man's Sky's Remnant Expedition will take place on a single planet, bringing back a theme I thoroughly enjoyed in Cartographers. The theme is of course the new update features, and will no doubt be a fantastic way to see all the new features without randomly looking for extra little bits that weren't mentioned in the notes. Like the salted pork, the rewards are particularly good. The best for sure being the heirloom customization armor set. This steampunk looking set allows you to roleplay as a space duke, kicking butt. Now all we need is some kind of sword attachment for the multi-tool. I would like saber and falchion attachment please, Hello Games. The expedition also rewards the camouflage exocraft paint, adding a great texture to your exocraft. Mechanical leg customization for your Colossus that basically makes it a quadruped. Asymmetrical cabin for your Colossus. A new toot toot emote. 3 sweet posters, and the usual decal and banner. This is definitely a set of rewards that will have future players a bit annoyed with the FOMO, but don't worry, you have 6 weeks for this expedition. As you have come to expect, I will be releasing guides for this expedition, a tips guide for sure, and a speedrun steps guide a little after. On top of all that, we also have new Twitch drops. For those who don't know, Twitch drops are essentially in-game rewards for watching streamers play a game on Twitch. For these, you'll get rewards every 15, 30, 60 minutes, as well as every 2 and 3 hours of watching you do for any streamer with drops enabled that is playing No Man's Sky during the drops time. The rewards reset each day and will last for 5 days, starting tomorrow, Thursday the 12th of February, and finishing with the 5th and final day, Monday the 16th. That 5th and final day will of course end on Tuesday afternoon. The start, reset and end times will be 2 PM GMT. To participate, head to cloud.nomansky.com/Twitch, where it will list the instructions and all of the rewards. In short, on that page, click the Get Started button, which will take you to a page where you can link all of your accounts to Hello Games servers. You don't need to already own No Man's Sky to do this. You can just connect your Twitch account to HG via this page and watch these streamers to earn the rewards. Then claim them on Twitch within 24 hours and you're good. At any point after that, you can connect to any of your gaming accounts that have No Man's Sky associated, and they'll be available in-game shortly after via the Quicksilver Synthesis bot on the Anomaly. You don't need to already own No Man's Sky to do this. You can just connect your Twitch account to HG via this page and watch these streamers to earn the rewards. Then claim them on Twitch within 24 hours and you are good. At any point after that, you can connect to any of your gaming accounts that have No Man's Sky associated, and they'll be available in-game shortly after via the Quicksilver Synthesis bot on the Anomaly. For drops day 1, the 30 and 60 minute rewards are definitely the best, with the base build item Antler Grass and the player customization Spawning Cowl. Day 2's poster at 15 minutes is fantastic, but so is the data display at 30 and the mechanical paw customization at 60. Day 3's best is the Living Fragment base build item at 1 hour, but the Crimson Freighter Trail at 2 is also pretty dang sweet. Day 4 steps it up with a cool rugged tent buildable at 30 minutes, a sweet looking starter pistol multi-tool at 1 hour, and a badass outlaw cape at 2. Finally, Day 5 ends strong with the covered crate buildable at 30 minutes, pyrotechnic jetpack trail at 1 hour, and Robo Warden Companion at 2. I'll be streaming every day of these drops, so come on over and hang out at twitch.tv/ZanesWorld to get your drops while we explore and test this new update. Also to note, for those who have Amazon Prime but don't use Twitch normally, linking the two gives you a free sub to use on any channel you like once a month. It's called a Prime sub. It's a great way to support your favourite streamer while also removing ads without costing you anything. As well as myself, I expect Golden Geck, Jason Plays, Survival Bob, Trainwreck Creations, Heather Silvermist, Tangent and more to be streaming throughout these drops. Lastly are a few specific notes that are worth hearing. Improve the layout and appearance of unlockable technology trees, especially on handheld devices. This is small, but I had to mention and appreciate the new Exocraft technology tree. It's so simple and good. 3 menus instead of 1, way more intuitive of what relates to what. Fixed an issue that could prevent Helios from allowing players to submit discoveries to them every day. This one felt worth mentioning for folk who had stopped bothering due to the bug. Fixed a rare issue that could prevent the Lost in Space guidance mission from appearing in the mission log when the player had a crew manifest or captain's log available to sell. They say it's rare, but I had this issue quite a lot, to the point that I threw away ones given to me on the Breach Expo. Fixed an issue that could cause freighters to load the wrong bridge type, for example a pirate freighter bridge on a non-pirate freighter when reloading a save without fully quitting the game. Fixed an issue that caused some large planetary props to be spawned sunk into the terrain. I'm unsure if this is the same issue, but on moons they would sometimes have an extra layer of terrain applied which sunk many things, including harvestable wild plants, making them tricky to obtain. I also expect this issue is what caused some planets with salvageable scrap to have their scrap be too deep to shoot from a Corvette, making them inadvisable to farm the parts on. That is about it for No Man's Sky 6.2 the Remnant update. Let me know if you want anything in particular covered more deeply. My plans over the next week are 2 guides for the Expedition, streaming every day for the drops, and fitting in more video work during and after, so let me know if there's something in this update, or even anything unrelated you would like a guide on. Thanks all. Peace.